All right, we're Coues deer hunting. Got the big glass out. We're videoing a buck, a nice buck. He's a solid 8-point or 3x3 in how we say it out west, but solid 8-point. He's got a good frame. He's like 750 yards from us right now. But the good news is there's another ridge. It's like 400 yards closer to him, so we're just kind of going to watch him, see what he does, see if he beds down. But regardless, I think we're going to make a move and try to get closer. So he's like on that little hill right there. My glass is pointing. Pretty cool buck. I think he's a shooter, but yeah, if he gives us the opportunity, we'll make it happen. All right, part of the thing, or part of the challenge, I should say, about Coues deer hunting is they don't move very much. These does move more than bucks, but the bucks really don't move very much. We've been watching this buck for a half hour and he hasn't moved 5 yards. They just stay really still and they eat. They find little pockets of shade and they eat and they feed. I'm just kind of filming him right now. But when you know where one of them is at, you can't ever take your eyes off them because they can disappear pretty quick. So me and Lucas, he's looking at him too right now. We're going to go down there, drop down, try to get 300 or 400 yards closer, and hopefully he'll be visible for a shot opportunity. So got Jared back here. He's gonna help spot for us. You can't take your eyes off these deer. So, all right, well, we're probably gonna go for it. See, he hasn't moved much. We kind of got a good idea where he's at in this tree. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna drop down and cut over, try to slip in there. All right, Jared, we're rolling, dude. All right, we're going in. All right, so we got one last look of where he was at when we last saw him. Jared is back there with the spotting scope kind of helping us. So if he gets up and moves, he can talk to us. But the angle's a little different. We've lost a lot of elevation, so hopefully we can have an angle to shoot up. You just always hope that we do drop down, that he's going to be in the same spot when you last saw him. Because when you drop in off of a glassing area, the whole landscape changes. It becomes different. It looks different. Everything looks different. I'm gonna try to pick him back up and we're gonna look one last time before we drop in out of view.
I was just saying, this is like a good review.
Yeah, dude, yep. That's what we do with clients. We'll just be like, all right, Shoot it. I'm thinking we might get over. I don't know. I think we're gonna have a good shot from the other ridge if he's in the open. So we should be pretty close. Should be like 350 yards. Which to some of you may not sound like very close, but for those of us that hunt Coues deer, you're basically touching them. You gotta catch your breath before you pop over, because we could be dropping down a chute basically at any minute. So you gotta catch your breath a little bit. Be ready to make a calm shot. Alright, we got some shade. I'm gonna try to find him right now. Alright, well, as soon as we got in a position, he was like 400 yards away, he started moving. And moving into some thick stuff, thick parts of the ridge and lower parts of the ridge, which we didn't have any angle on. So we lost him pretty quickly. And then Jared called me shortly after I lost him and let me know that the buck had went over the ridge. So unfortunately, it didn't work out this time, but that is Coues deer hunting, and that is why you gotta take every opportunity you can get. And you know, we could have shot from 700 yards, but I made the decision not to. I don't really regret that. Conditions are actually really good for long shots, but Lucas, it's his first time out here hunting, and I want to put him in the best position that he can possibly be in to be successful. So that's just how it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking long shots. We do it all the time, but sometimes you got to roll the dice, try to get closer, and it doesn't work out. And other times you take long shots and you miss, and then you think to yourself, man, we should have tried to get closer. So that's hunting. So we're gonna keep after it. Morning is still very, very young for Coues deer. It's only 9 o'clock, so half of them probably haven't even gotten up out of their bed yet. So, all right, I'll try to find another one. Okay, morning of day 2. It was a really slow morning. It's like almost 10 a.m. right now. And we found our first buck, and actually we saw 2 of them. One of them went over the ridge looking at some does, and we've got another one here that's a good buck, shooter buck, and we're going to try to go after him. He's 930 yards away right now, so we're going to try to get another 500 yards closer if we possibly can. So here we go, second chance here. So Lucas is getting ready right now over there, and we're gonna give her another shot. All right, we're on the stalk again. This time we're gonna try to make it happen. They're a little bit farther away, so we can go a little bit faster to start with. And yesterday, I think the wind kind of screwed us up a little bit. Lucas is ready, he's got the gun. Coues hunting. Trying to make it happen. Super fun. I did see another buck too, so in a different area. He went over this ridge. But when you're hunting, you don't always get to pick which one. But maybe he'll pop over. If not, this buck that we're going after right now, he's a good buck for sure. It's a good eight point deer. A nice little Coues deer look to him. So we're moving fast, but we've got lots of cover. The wind is in our favor, so. Up to the top of this ridge, hopefully locate him, find the buck. I think he'll probably be around 400 or 500 yards away. It's hard to tell because we don't really know where we're going to get a good opportunity from. So Coues hunting and shooting is all about rifle setup. So it's really finding the best setup, not necessarily the closest point. Within 100 yards, you know. We're obviously trying to get closer, but I'd rather have a nice, comfortable setup than 100 yards closer and leaning off a cliff or something. So we're cresting up right now. What's that?
You think he went?
He's in thick stuff. I don't know. Really thick stuff. Really thick. We saw a couple, but we couldn't tell if they were the buck or not. But really, really thick vegetation, so we're just gonna wait and see if we get an opening. We're walking to try to relocate the deer. They just kind of relaxed over this ridge. They weren't spooked, they weren't bumped, they weren't moving very fast. They just got out of our visibility, so we're gonna just slowly just try to creep without bumping any deer and try to relocate them. Twice we've been on the rifle with the deer. But that's why it's hunting, it's fun. Hopefully we find him back up again. All right, so we kind of just crept along and we relocated 2 of the deer. And they're like bedded and just feeding in this really thick stuff. Haven't found the buck. They are really hard to see. Our angles are everything when it comes to shooting and visibility. But we're kind of looking up on this hill, and so our visibility is kind of cut off a little bit. If we were up higher, we'd get a flatter look on everything. But we see 2 does from what I could tell. So in the original group that we saw, it was like a little buck, the shooter buck, and then a couple does. So it'd be nice if one of the bucks showed up, and it'd be really even better if the bigger one did. So we're just waiting. Kind of got the gun set up like that on the mountain in the middle of the day right now. The little buck, we found the little buck. The only deer that we haven't accounted for yet is the big buck. But they're on their feet, they're moving in really thick stuff. The shooting windows are very, very small. So we're just gonna pay attention and hopefully he'll come out and give us a chance. So we still haven't seen him, but we know he's in there. All right, well, we waited for 4 or 5 hours. We We saw these deer, saw them up kind of moving. We watched these does for hours. Never saw the buck. And 5 minutes ago, the buck got up. And Lucas dialed in, made a great shot. We have him on a tripod. I'll do this so you guys can see me. Got him. Had him on a tripod. 500-yard shot, not an easy shot. Buck got up, wind's blowing, and Lucas made a great shot and dropped him. And we're just waiting right now. We saw him go under a mesquite tree. I don't think he's moving anywhere, but yeah, awesome. We waited forever. We're like, what the heck? Because we never did see him again. We saw him from way back there glassing, but we never actually saw the bigger buck anywhere when we finally got over here and then saw a couple does up moving. We never actually, so in the back of our heads, we're like, maybe he's not even here. But our best bet is just to wait it out. We know the deer were right there, and yeah, it worked out. He made a great shot. So we're gonna stay put, make sure the deer's not moving, and then keep going. All right, we're hiking up to where that deer last laid down. One thing that's in common with 95% of Coues deer kills is that it's gonna be steep. We're hiking up here. Should have enough time to take care of the deer, get to the truck before dark. Get up there, hopefully find him quick, and head back to camp. All right, we are going to skin this baby out, and I'm gonna let Lucas skin it, and Jared is gonna help. And heck yeah, it's his first Coues deer. Lucas, he's already shot a moose. So he shot the biggest ungulate. Now he's shooting one of the smallest ungulates. All right, I'm gonna film these guys cutting it up and doing something that mankind and man has been doing for thousands of years, and that's getting meat out of the field. There's something really special about this experience. There is a bonding that happens between fellow hunters as you take apart an animal that you have harvested in the field. Lucas and I had the fortunate experience to butcher and quarter a moose that he had killed himself one morning before school in Alaska. Lucas is an awesome hunter, and he comes from a long lineage of hunters. He has many more of these experiences ahead of him, and I look forward to being with him on as many of those as I possibly can. And I'm sure it's not too long from now that he will be guiding me and helping me in some adventure in Alaska, and we will be sharing this same experience and enjoying the fruits of our labor as hunters, both in the field and on the table. All right, we're loading up. You got your meat in there?
Yeah.
Skull in there. Jared's got his Coues bag with the meat strapped against the frame, which is pretty sweet. I like how they do that. Lucas is gonna get his skull strapped on there. All right, we're all packed up. Got our meat, antlers, and we're ready to hike it back to the truck. Had some trials, had some adventure. The deer gave us the slip a couple times. We stuck it out. Lucas stayed on the gun for a long time and stayed on it, stayed disciplined, and he made it happen. And then when he finally came out, put a good shot on him and anchored him, and the rest is history. So awesome. It's just fun. Hunting Coues deer is just fun. Lucas is fired up, man. He's excited. First Coues deer. Hopefully the first of many. So awesome. All right, we got a little ways to go.